Really disappointed. Really, really disappointed in the Texas Longhorns on Saturday. Uh, really just a failure across the board. Going into this game, I didn't get a chance to make the video after the Iowa State win. But the people I've talked to and when looking at this Kansas State ball game, I pretty much said Kansas State on offense is Iowa State just about 15, 20 times better. They have that mobile quarterback, and they'll tear your linebackers up. And that's how Iowa State was able to score so many points against the Longhorns in Austin. But our offense actually came alive in that ball game. But once again, it's the Cyclones. So you play Kansas State. And look, Manhattan is a house of horrors for the Texas Longhorns. After the game, the fans were chanting, we own Texas," and they do. I mean, we beat them last year in Austin, but overall, K-State has had the Horns. Even when the Horns were better than Kansas State, the Cats would find a way to beat us. But I'm just disappointed in just everything about this game from the Texas side was awful. The offense was terrible. And the frustrating part was that there were moments of where you saw some positives. We're moving the football, and then we do a double reverse and fumble. Or, Jackson Shipley was dropping a lot of passes that he usually doesn't. Tyrone Swoops at times was looking as good as we thought he could, and at times he looked like a freshman. So the offense was horrible. The offense overall, though, gets an F. They have to. K-State's good, but, you didn't score any. You got beat 23-0. This is the first time the Horns have been shut out since 2004 when Oklahoma did it with Adrian Peterson. On the defensive side, though, I think I'm even more disappointed with the defense. And I know this offense puts that defense in bad spots. I know that it's frustrating to get the ball back, to make stops, and then you give it to a unit who can't seem to get the job done. But this is the most talented unit we've got, and this is really what we've been hinging this year's team on, is that defensive side. And Steve Edmond was back, and Steve Edmond played extremely well. And I was very critical of Edmond last season. I felt like he missed a lot of gap coverages, gap assignments. He's always been talented, but it seemed like he wasn't always in the right spot last season. He was hurt last week against Iowa State. You saw how much we missed him. He made an impact against Kansas State this week. But the Texas Longhorns defense could not get off the field. And it wasn't like, especially in the second half, that K-State was just running it down their throats and they couldn't stop them. Texas consistently put Kansas State in 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20s. And we were allowing them to convert those. Kansas State is not a team built on converting long third downs. They're a team that wants to beat you on 1st and 2nd so they can set up a more manageable third down. And they're really good at doing that. Texas did a great job of getting sacks on Waters, stuffing the run, things of that sort, and forcing those long third down conversions, and each time they gave it up. Could not get off the field. That was extremely frustrating to watch this Texas team. This team, this season, look, we know what this season is. This season is a transition year to seeing what we're going to do from here on out. But looking week to week, you see a step forward, and then you see like 18 steps back. This is not a game Texas was supposed to win. But when you watch the game, like this shouldn't have been 23-0. But you know what? Credit to the Wildcats for getting it though. Anytime you pull a shutout, it's positive. Now I know. Look, my one criticism in the game, just that Texas got shut out. The ball spots I think were really bad. There were 2 that gave K-State first downs, and then on that 4th and 1 around the 30 going in for Texas when we were down 16-0, Jonathan Gray got that first down, but the refs blew that one and gave the ball back to K-State. But Texas is not going to win that football game. Maybe we kick a field goal, but maybe we fumble. See, that's the thing though. Like a lot of people are going to look at that. If you watch the game from a Texas perspective, think, man, they took points off the board for Texas. We still hadn't scored yet. And I've seen, look, I think Swoops is developing well, back and forth sometimes, but he's had a problem holding on to the football, especially when it comes to fumbling and things of that sort. Did a couple times against Baylor, so really, really disappointed. That's the main thing. This was a game going into it where I just really wanted to see building on the development I thought this team was having. I didn't put a lot of stock into the Iowa State game. I'm proud the guys won it. Got that last-second field goal, 48-45. I know that Iowa State is a gritty football team, but Iowa State is the king of moral victories. They play hard against for Paul Rhodes and whatnot. They don't ever win any games, and that's where Texas is right now. So next week at Texas Tech. Texas Tech's a bad football team. They really are. The Red Raiders are not very good, but neither are these guys right now. So it's going to be in Lubbock. They're having a horrible season. But if they wanted to have anything to look forward to next year, to talk about this year, it would be beating Texas, even a bad Texas team. So you got two squads really trying to find themselves next week in Lubbock. But congrats to Kansas State, man. Those guys, the way they play mistake-free football, Bill Snyder he's really just built that program up extremely well. And the rest of the Big 12 better watch out, because they're definitely not the most talented football team in the Big 12, but the most disciplined football in the Big 12. Football team in the Big 12. And so they already beat Oklahoma. So teams like Baylor need to watch out, because if you turn the ball over, if you don't stay on sides, it'll bite you. And that's what K-State does to you. So hook 'em horns, Texas 5. Congrats, K-State. Just really, really disappointed.